All right. Here's last week's report. I didn't get to do it. The week prior, we had 14 alerts, 13 winners, one loser, with the average entry price of 66 cents and 155 or 156% average gain or potential gain. And with our best one alert was TEM for Tempest at 636 the day of. The next day, I believe it broke about 1,200 or 1,300 or something like that when it went to $14. So actually way more than that, because it went from 95 to $14. So 95 cents to $14. So we'd have to do the math. That was a massive run. That one was really good. On the 12th, Monday the 12th, we started off pretty slow with GILD, Dell, DEC, Verizon, UPS, and then VXX. These are way too many. So this day was a good lesson day. We learned a lot from the system, and we were able to start knocking a lot of these off by being able to see what was working and what wasn't. And now we're definitely getting a lot better results after this day because of what we were able to see from this day. So these all either got stopped out or barely moved and then reversed, causing a stop out. And basically, the way the system works is you take them, follow the instructions. This is the target, this is the stop. You get out at the stop immediately, no questions asked, stick to the winners. And that's basically exactly what we did here. All of these started coming in, and then it wasn't until we got VXX that we started to see our major winner. So VXX here entered 17 cents, as you can see here, and the target was just 52.63, but this one made a massive move. And then we also got VXX 50 puts for the 23rd and June 20th, which would have been great swing plays because they did keep moving throughout the day and the next day. Then we got IBB, XLV, and SOC, which again, after you got into something like VXX, there's really no need to continue getting into anything else. And here we go. So VXX plays more than make up for the stop losses. This one should hit 1,000% easily. So we are up 409%. One of the alerts alerted basically at the low of the day at 6 cents, and it went up to 81 cents, less than an hour later? Or, yep, less than 2 hours. And then it hit target when it was at 800%, just shy of 800%, it hit the target, and it continued to go. And this was the summary for that day. So here's an example. As you can see here, IBB alerted at 842 at 0.2, and it hit a high of 0.7, right? But it hit that high before this next alert here at 848, the top one here, you can see it. So before it hit that top one, so that's why this second, or the top alert that you see there, it says that it was at 28 cents and it lost 3.57%, is because it didn't make a new high. So now we're using the close price. So because it didn't break 0.7, the alert is saying, hey, we're going to use the close price, and this we lost 3.57%. So it probably never made another high after it hit 0.7. It might have still went green for a little bit. I didn't go back to look, but that's basically what that means. So typically you wouldn't see this alert anyway. You wouldn't see it twice because I removed duplicate alerts. So we wouldn't have seen that. But that was a good example to show what it is. I don't like duplicate alerts of the same contract. So 110 put only alerted once. And then, when I'm able to add a counter, I'll add a counter to say, hey, this one, it keeps, alerting the system, keeps saying this is a good one. But based on this one, it had a good run and then it stopped. GILD, I don't remember what the high was, but basically went to the close, so it just lost value. Same thing here, 0%. But most of these I ended up getting stopped out or took very small profit, like IBB, I remember taking a very small. And I don't remember taking Verizon, but this is the most that was potential. From 0.8 to a high of 0.31. I don't think this is 25%. I think it's using the close, so I gotta see what the issue is there. But that math doesn't seem right. And then when we got to VXX, this was the major player. These 53 puts here hit 1335 on the day of, and they continued to run a little bit more the next day as well. So these were great, and this was a massive day, and it was by far the best trade of the week last week. XLV, I don't think anybody traded those, and neither was SLC, as they started coming in a little later after the alerts. I like to cut them off at 8:47 or 9:47 Eastern. And then the next day on the 13th, we only had SE, which was another bad one. again, we cut it, stopped out, no big deal. Dell came in, but it came in after I had cut off the cutoff, and those actually ended up doing very well. But we had missed them. But as you can see here, I put VXX 53 puts over 1200 from yesterday's alerts, right? And that was after taking half. So they were still moving. SC did no good. Dell had 146%. But again, I had already cut it off at 847 that day, so nobody got to see this one. But those went from 56 cents to $1.38, so a nice decent run there. On the 14th, we had ASTS, Shop, Nike, and Dell. And again, Nike again, and this was the result for that day. Shop, it fell to the end of the day, got stopped out. Not Shop, ASTS. That one came in bright and early. Right at the market open. I don't think anybody actually got into that one. We got Shopify, had a small move, and then we had Nike, 100 and 116%. And again, this day, as well as Monday, gave me significant amount of data for me to start filtering, so we don't get these small runners like Shop and ASTS. And now we should only be getting things like that, like Nike. So once I filtered out for all of that stuff, weeks like this week start to get a little bit better. The 15th, it was a no trade zone open, so we did not actually trade that day. The tick opened in the no trade zone between 250 and minus 250, so that these weren't the actual numbers. I hadn't set it up yet. But basically no trades on the 15th and no trades on the 16th as well, since it wasn't really that good of a morning. No alerts went out. And this is what the alert summary would be for the week. 16 alerts, 11 winners, 5 losers. Average price would have been 0.4 for 138 average potential gain, with the worst being Dell at 12.99 and the best being VXX at 2.44. And this is after removing the 15th and the 16th, and also adjusting it for the new filters that we're moving forward with. So going into today, for example, the only one that actually made it through was GLD. We're using those new filters. The only problem with GLD is that it is an ETF, and I'm debating whether I want to remove these or not, because they don't perform the same. But VXX is a T&E, and it performed well, so I'm still observing these. But basically, this one hit the stop right away, took a loss from 0.5 to, I think it was like 0.25 or 0.3 by the time you got stopped out. At the lowest, maybe 0.2 or 0.23, something like that. But it depends on where you got filled, if you got stopped out. And then I noticed that, and this is the result for this one, right? So, but that was the summary for last week. And this is the start of the week, not starting out too good with one alert, one that made it through. This one not looking too good, but it is what it is. Just obey the stops and we'll move forward. Now, the other channels, however, did significantly well. So today we had QQQ, SPY, SPX, even IWM, which is still working on the data for that one. So last week, QQQ summary, it's looking like 15 alerts, 12 winners, 3 losers, for an average gain of 154, average price of 1.53. Worst one, minus 48%. Again, if held to the end of the day, and the best one at 322% if taken at the peak, right? Which it's odd if you're going to take it at the peak, but to time that exactly perfectly, but that's your opportunity range, right? All the way up to 322%. Today, 5/19, we had same day expiration. So this channel is filtered exactly for 0 day up to 1 day to expiration. So it'll only alert today and or tomorrow's. And we're looking for 3 and under, price 3 and under, because they just perform best, right? So this is what we had today. 5/15 is the first one that came in today, followed by 5/17 and then 5/18. And here we go. These ran pretty decent run today. For a max of 266 on the 5/15s, 199.48, and 120.75 for the 5/18 calls. SPY, we're looking at similar type of performance. Last week we had 27. Again, that's too many. I don't really want that much. With 25 winners, 2 losers, we don't want that many alerts. I want 5 to 10, but this is with the adjusted time frame all the way up to 10:30. Normally I would only do the first 1 to 2, and that's it. So today, again, at 8:35, we have 589 calls at 1.8, and the 590 calls at 171 for today, right? And then at 9:02, we have the 592s coming in at 159. All right. By 9:13, we're already over 100%. And as you can see, the results for the day, we're looking at 263 all the way down to 129. So the 592, because those came in a little later from the other scans coming in through. And then SPX, awesome day as well. We're looking at previous week, we had 19, 16 winners, 3 losers, average price of 14.25, average gain 102. And our best one was 303. And again, our worst one at minus 99. Again, it fell to the end of the day. You shouldn't, because the stop comes way before that. So these were the targets for today, 59.61. We definitely hit that and blew past it. This one, the second one for 59.10, had a target of 59.72. Just missed it. I believe the high for the day was 59.68. Let's take a look. Yep, high for today was 59.68. And we had an awesome day. Again, these still closed in the green. So regardless, we didn't hit that target, but we still, even if you held it to the end of the day, you were still green, up over 190%.